You can start now.
Okay. I'm going to just drain this water off because I've got too much water.
What are you going to say? Well, what Caroline is doing is she's trying to prep up all our old tomatoes. Last year's tomatoes that we stored in the freezer because we didn't have time to process them, or we just didn't have enough jars, or for whatever reason it might be. So what we've done is all these old cherry tomatoes, we had an abundance. For some reason we had a lot of cherry tomato plants last year, which wasn't by choice. Don't know how that happened, but we did. So basically we put them in the freezer because you just couldn't process them quick enough last year. So what she's doing is she's defrosted them, which are in here. Not show them in there. What's in there, my darling? We've got tomatoes, okay? They're a bit wet, a bit watery in there. She's just drained a load of water off in the down the sink because literally it's been frozen and it's going to obviously have water in it. And she's put it through this machine here, all right? They're not cooked. They're straight out of the freezer, and the freezer itself breaks them down as well, the freezing process. And now what she's doing is a bit closer, shall we? Yeah. She's put it through this little device here, and in here it has like a gauze in the bottom, like a what do you call that in the bed? It's like a grid.
Yeah.
A sieve. I don't know. It's a metal plate with holes in it. She's dropped it in the wrong hole.
Oh no.
That's what usually happens. And inside this thing it's like a nylon roller in there, and it has like these flappers that grab the tomatoes and force them, scrape them past that grate, that sort of grid thing. Yeah, the sieve, I suppose. And then the good stuff comes out of here, and the not so good stuff comes out here. So the skins, the seeds, and stuff.
But we put this through about 3 times.
Put it through 3 times. Otherwise, because there's obviously still a lot of good stuff in there, isn't there? So we put them in at 3 times. But this doesn't go to waste generally. Now you can create tomato powder with this, which is really, really good if you want to add extra tomato flavour to your sauces. Now there's a lot of water in there at the moment, so what we're doing is we're putting it into the slow cooker, or if we've got an real abundance of, Carol's doing a bit by bit at the time, we'll put it in a big old pan, because we've got bags and bags of these little cherry tomatoes from last year. So we need to make space in the freezer, because when we get to a stage when we're going to have a glut coming out of the old greenhouses and stuff and out of the garden, we need to make sure we've got enough room to process them. So obviously it makes sense to reduce the volume, because that's kind of what she's doing, and that reduces the space required in the freezer. Oh, I think I'm on the wrong side here, Carol. Should I go on the other side?
We have been using these through the year because we've been
What's
making
that?
the frozen cherry tomatoes. We've been making tomato soup. We've been
We
making
have.
bases for pizza and all sorts of things with them. It's just that we've come to the ends, and we've still got quite a few in there. So
Yeah,
we need to process them at the moment to try and make room in our freezer for this year.
Yeah. That's very true. But one thing we have noticed, though, especially with the cherry tomatoes, more than, say, for instance, Mum and or Crime Noir or Super Steak, any of them big fleshy tomatoes, they seem sweeter. We find that the cherry tomatoes are more acidic. So what we tend to do is, you tell them, what do we do to actually get rid of the acidity?
Put bicarbonate of soda in.
Yeah, chimique, powdered chimique here in France. But it's
Also, the cherry tomatoes aren't as good as the big tomatoes. They're a lot better to process because we tend to can the bigger tomatoes.
Yeah, we take the skins off and put them in jars.
Put them in jars, which is a lot.
Now, if you're wondering what the canning process is, it's not exactly a metal can. It's that's not how you do it.
We will show you later in the year.
Yeah, we will do. We're going to do some processing videos. But what canning is literally just a big jar, all small jar, and you whack this stuff into the jar, and then you boil it. In this case, usually about an hour normally in it for tomatoes. You don't need that long, because they're quite acidic.
No, we don't need too long. No.
Yeah, I say they're quite acidic, and you'd assume that they wouldn't get bacteria growth. But if you leave them on the hob too long, or to one side too long, you will get mould on the top quite quickly within a day. So you have to make sure you process them and or put it in the freezer or the fridge again the freezer again, or in the fridge. So and then do a whole lot of the one big batch. Because like for instance, our canner in there, that takes a whole about 9 jars or 9 3/4 litre jars.
Yeah.
Or 6 1 litre jars.
Yeah, at least.
Yeah.
I think that's
So
it.
at the moment it's quite liquid. So what we do is by
that's
putting it in here, we can dehydrate it using a slow cooker, or if we've got a lot more, we can do it in the pan. But don't forget, it's also going to be cooked further. So you've got to be careful that you don't burn it. Because if you burn the stuff, as in not catching the bottom, I mean, you can actually still burn it. You can make it taste really smoky. Don't worry if that happens. Just dilute it down with the next batch, because it just tastes a bit barbecuey.
So that is now ready to put on.
So that's ready to go on now, is it?
Yeah.
So we'll put that over here into the
I think we put it on for several hours last time. I think.
There you go. That's the slow cooker. Carol, we ought to keep cleaning the kitchen next time. But I mean, these people are going to see the kitchen's the best.
The thing is...
Oh no, God, don't put up, oh, no, I didn't say that. No, I mean the dirt. Oh, it's all dirty.
The thing is, I have so many jobs to do. It's
God, listen to it. Poor old me. I'm always so busy. Just turn it on, just leave it. It'll take a couple of hours for it to heat up anyway, and then just put it on to simmer, and that just dehydrate. And you'll lose about 2 inches of volume in there as well. So obviously then there's less jars to worry about. And besides, unless you're going to be using, making soup, you don't want it that liquid. Yeah. Oh, crikey, Carol, you used to hate soup, didn't you? Tomato soup.
I did, because when I was growing up, the only soup I had was Heinz tomato soup, and I really...
Was it Heinz or was it Campbell's? Cream of tomato soup?
This is Heinz I'm talking about. And
sickly.
I find it really, really sickly and horrible. But since we've been here, and we've been doing our own tomato soup...
I can't even show them this thing. Yeah, we can see it better now, can't we?
Yeah, that needs...
you have to clean it out so often, because it all builds up. Now this stuff is all dried out now. Oh, crikey. Oh, we need a bigger kitchen.
Do you think?
No, not really, I suppose. Right, so this thing here that she's just pulled out, this is the little, it's like a little roller, like a little press. But these actually push in and out, yeah? And they press up against a gauze, which, have you done with this now, have you?
Yeah.
Okay, let me show them. There's a gauze inside there. It's all plastic, but it's actually really substantial. So there's that gauze, that press up against the gauze, and then pushes all the crap stuff gets pushed out here, and all the nice stuff comes out of there. And I've mounted it onto this board so Carol can actually clamp it to the table, yeah? And then obviously put a waste dish on the side there as well. It just seemed to make sense because she was struggling with it before. It does come with a clamp. That's useless. It's just moves about, it's just crap. So that works better, and just use one more little left clamps. This was actually in action, one from action here as well. And it does the job. So, I think, Caroline, my darling, I think our next video is going to be the canning video, do you reckon?
Yes.
It's like a little mess, the sink is all blocked up, oh blimey. Oh, there's all dead ticks in there that we picked off the dogs. Not really.
Really? I don't think so.
No? Okay. Anyway. Toodaloo.
Toodaloo.